Wendy Williams speaks out in a new documentary, and she says something very shocking. Her son is the one who stole the money from her, which is crazy. But now, as I'm about to say, free Wendy, it looks like there's some new updates saying that she may get that freedom that she's been wanting for so long.
P-A-S-C-A-L. You are now rocking with that dude, Pascal.
What's up? Yes, there's a lot going on revolving around Wendy Williams. And I'm telling you right now, I'm saying it again, like I said in the very beginning of this video, free Wendy, free Wendy, free Wendy. This is all very, very bad. I believe that she should be let out of her guardianship. She is literally holed up like a prisoner in her own home. It is absolutely terrifying. It's devastating. It is sad. And she needs to get the freedom that she rightfully deserves. And in fact, I would love to see her on a podcast, like starting her own podcast and getting things moving. It looks like she has found sobriety, okay, for now, and that she is in a good mental place, which is good. And from what we're hearing from other interviews and all that, especially from the people from TMZ, they're saying, hey, she's doing very well. She's doing well. Let her out and set her free. I got a little clip that we're going to be looking at here in a second. And like I said, there's some new updates because of something that TMZ put together in regards to all this. And there may be something positive on the way here very, very soon. But what's still devastating is that she's saying her son mishandled her money. In other words, I think he just took the money and just went crazy, right? Stole the money, whatever you want to call it, okay? Just started swiping that Amex card, okay? That American Express card, right? But let's get into this, okay? So Wendy is going to Miami this weekend for her dad's 94th birthday. It's the first time she's been able to socialize in many, many months, and she'll be spending time with her son, whom she believes took advantage of her financially and triggered her guardianship, which is actually very interesting. Okay. Wendy appeared on Harvey and Mark Garagos's podcast, all right, Two Angry Men. She also is in this documentary that is on Tubi, that, you know, with TMZ. They did a whole thing basically saying like she needs to be free. She needs to be set free. This guardianship is absolutely a travesty, right? But anyway, and they asked her whether it was going to be awkward interacting with her son, Kevin. As Mark noted, Wendy handled it diplomatically and made it clear she's looking forward to seeing her son, Kevin, which is good. Okay. And again, you know, if you watch the interview, which we will probably be watching that tonight if there's not other crazy breaking news on the main channel, you can tell she's a mom first, y'all. And she's like, I'm not going to try to throw my son under the bus. We all know what that means, that this kid did some wrong and probably broke her heart several times. So much that she is now in a guardianship, right? She just kind of let him run free with her Amex card and her funds, her monies. Okay. But this caused this whole thing to go down, which is very shocking. Okay. Very, very shocking. This kid was going crazy with that money, by the way. Crazy. So Wendy talks about this mishandling of her money, okay, in this new TMZ documentary, Saving Wendy, which is streaming for free on Tubi, by the way, okay? And I think we're going to go try to listen to the documentary because, again, I really do believe there needs to be more awareness for her. And, of course, I think she needs to be rid of this guardianship. What I think she needs is a proper place to, you know, a proper sponsor, proper help as far as mental health help, as well as help, or, you know, like people who are going to be there to take care of her and not let her slip, right? That's the most important thing too, right? And then of course, if she starts to slip even more, maybe she does need the guardianship later on. But they are saying that maybe she was misdiagnosed with this ailment that they say that she has, this some sort of dementia that they're saying that she has. But I digress. Let's continue on, okay? She says her guardianship was launched after her bank, Wells Fargo, noticed a number of hefty unauthorized withdrawals that were being made. Wendy believes Kevin and others were behind it, which AKA when she's in this interview, she says, yeah, my son and these other people. I'm thinking, I really do think it's his friends. It's people that he knows that are taking advantage of this poor woman's money. He's a young man. He's running around. He's got access to this card, but he's being extremely irresponsible with the money, right? Kevin has said he did nothing wrong, but the guardianship judge seems to side with Wendy. TMZ is privy to court documents in which the judge said back in September, while Mr. Hunter, her son Kevin, apologized for past mistakes and inappropriate behavior, the court is not convinced that he can keep her safe and wouldn't willingly or unwittingly expose her to financial exploitation. I mean, she even talks about in this interview that somebody was using her name, that she met another woman through her son that was actually taking money out of her account, acting as if she was Wendy Williams herself. Like it's really bad. Like I said, Kevin, her son, seemed to just be running with the wrong people. Real talk. And now she's in a guardianship because of how wild things got with her money, which is terrible. And I get it. Kids will be kids, but the kids don't do this. Kids don't do this. Okay? Documentary showcases Wendy's life in an assisted living facility in which she is confined to a room on the 5th floor. She rarely gets fresh air. She has no internet, and virtually no one can call or visit her. Yeah. Wendy says she feels like a prisoner. Damn right she's a prisoner. Look at her right there. Look at that photo itself. The queen of talk is now subjected to living and being holed up like a prisoner in a room. And that's it. She listens to the radio. She watches the internet, right? She watches videos on the internet, or not even the internet. She doesn't have internet, but I mean, she listens to the radio. She watches TV, and that's it. She just lives in this room, and that's it. No freedom whatsoever, which is insane, right? The doc raises questions about the guardianship and whether it should end because many believe Wendy is back to her old self. Yeah, it's like she found sobriety, and hopefully it stays that way. Because, like I said, she's fallen off the wagon a million times before. But at the same time, you hope that she will stay sober, right? Because clearly, her getting all messed up like that is not helping. It's not helping her cause, right? It's not helping her get out of that guardianship any faster. Okay. Wendy will be reevaluated by doctors who in the past determined she had frontotemporal dementia. Thing is, the condition never gets better, only worse. Yet Wendy sounds way better than she did in the Lifetime documentary or in the docuseries, which was shot a few years ago. And we all watched that. We definitely watched that. And she looked bad. Okay. Even when we watched it back then, even when we discussed it back then, I even said myself, I'm very concerned about her because she looked bad. But I think it was all because of alcoholism, that she was an absolute mess. And of course, depression. You lose your show. You lose everything that you've been fighting and working for, everything you've cultivated, everything you've built, decades of hard work, all of a sudden just disappears, stops at a screeching halt. Yeah, I feel like that would really tear me apart as well, right? Now, would I drown my sorrows in alcohol? Probably not. But everyone deals with their own sorrows in their own way. But let me share this with you guys. And again, I'm just going to play the audio. Just a fair warning. I'm going to play a little bit of it because, of course, we're going to be watching, I'm sure, a lot of it or listening to a lot of it probably tonight. But let's take a listen.
Understanding is somebody was in her bank account that Wells Fargo flagged, and there was large withdrawals being taken out.
My son, he overstepped his boundaries. in terms of me. You understand? He overstepped his boundaries.
I want you to see this, though. I don't mean to interrupt it right now, but I need you guys to see this. This is her getting interviewed while being locked up in her room at this facility. So they're shooting from a window outside the building because they're not allowed to have cameras in that facility, which is insane. So in other words, whoever is in control of her guardianship does not want this woman to do her job, which is what she's good at. People love her for what she does and what she has built. And now they're trying to cage the bird. They don't want this caged bird to sing, which is insane, right? That's insane. Actually, I'll show this to you guys. Just take a look and listen to a little bit of this.
And he was inappropriately using my money without telling me crap about it.
Okay, I can only show you that much, real talk, because these platforms are insane. But I'm telling you right now, and I'm going to play a little bit more here, though. But you mishandling her money. No, he took that money. Real talk. Come on. He's around bad people. He's trying to probably, enjoying the lifestyle. You know what I mean? In his mind, he's like, man, I could drive around in a Corolla, or I could be driving around in a Ferrari, or I could be, hanging out on a little boat, or I can actually rent out a big ass yacht. And it's like, I got to keep up with the image, right? Which is insane. But I'm going to play a little bit more of this.
Like, is he stealing from me?
Yes.
All I know is that in terms of what I'm dealing with, and that this is still going on, because, that's when my money got frozen at Wells Fargo. Thank God. No more money stealing from my son and the other people.
Wells Fargo, your bank, said you were the victim of undue influence and financial exploitation with respect to your money. Who was unduly influencing you?
Here we
Who
go.
was the person that was doing this?
Thank you. Listen, my son.
Her son. Okay, she continues, but she says her son, first off,
is a really good person. You know,
of course.
Oh God, I'm not going to cry about that. Oh, I'm sorry for cursing. Look, my son is a good person, but at this point, he is a horrible person to me.
He's a horrible person to her.
You know what I'm saying? It's the way he moves with other people. You know what I'm saying? And what's going on with these other people?
Who are these people? His friends. That's what I think.
At my apartment in Miami. What are you doing? Oh, you spent on what? And what is going on at Wells Fargo?
There was a situation where Kevin says he wanted to rent a boat for his birthday for $1,500.
This is crazy.
And ended up getting a boat that rented out for $113,000. And he blamed it on the bank, that the bank wanted him to have that. That never really made sense to me.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? He has a way of getting with, a couple of other people. You know what I'm saying? My son is not the only one, you know what I'm saying, involved with my money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So in other words, and I'm only going to play a little bit of that, okay? Because we may watch the documentary on the show on the secondary channel here, but nonetheless, you are hearing right there that she's sitting there going, "My son took that money. My son stole that money. My son screwed me over." And now, because of all of his ridiculous antics, okay, he was supposed to rent out a boat that was supposed to be a certain couple $1,000s. But then he went and rented out a boat for $130 some odd $1,000. That's insane. And of course, the banks, Wells Fargo is going to look at that and go, "Wait a second, why is he doing that? What? No. He can't do that. The hell is he doing that for? You don't have who authorized you to do it? Who authorized you and let you do that, right? So again, it's very, very bad. And again, we will be looking into that a little bit more later on. But again, that's really, really bad. And of course, to me, she looks good. She looks healthy. She looks put together. She's clearly sober, which is good. Maybe just being in that facility is doing her good to a certain extent. But the fact that she can't even go out, breathe in that freedom air is insane to me. Okay. I think it could be and I think that's very, very bad. Let her free. Get her out. Let her free. Now, here's the other thing. Okay. Here's another piece that I do want to share with you. And again, this is, I think, could be very good, right? So she signs legal doc to end guardianship, which is huge. All because of this documentary? I'm wondering what happened here, right? This documentary just came out on Tubi, and now she could be signing legal documents to end her guardianship. What's going on here? So just after hours after the TMZ documentary with Wendy Williams dropped on Tubi, the wheels started to turn to end her guardianship. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ Wendy signed an affidavit Wednesday afternoon asking the judge to set her free. According to the affidavit, Wendy says she has, quote unquote, gained capacity to function without a guardian. Well, I'm thinking it has everything to do with the fact that she's sober as hell right now, okay? Or at least she is seemingly looking like she's sober as hell. If you saw the documentary that she was in a few years ago, dear Lord, she looked bad. But man, she looks different now, so that's good news. Wendy also says in the affidavit she does not have frontal temporal dementia, despite what doctors have claimed. Okay, so in their Tubi documentary, okay, TMZ presents Saving Wendy. All right, we explain what that type of dementia is, and it never gets better. Anyone who watches knows Wendy is much better than she was 2 years ago. Our sources say Wendy will be reevaluated by a doctor next Tuesday, which is great freaking news. That's great. And this doctor was selected by the attorney Wendy has hired to end the guardianship. We're also told the following day, her lawyer will file an emergency order to show cause. Translation, a petition to force the issue with the judge who has the power to end the guardianship. If the judge turns down the request to end the guardianship, we're told Wendy will demand a jury trial where jurors will decide if Wendy has regained her capacity to run her own life without guardian control. And I'm telling you right now, I really think that this woman right here is she's being dealt the short end of the stick. That's what I truly believe. And I get it. Some people believe that this is karma being served to her and all that stuff. And I say, miss me with that nonsense. Believe what you want to believe. But I truly think that it's about time that this woman gets the freedom that she rightfully deserves. She didn't do anything illegal. Okay. She didn't break no laws. All she did is talk on a microphone. And some of the things she was talking about, now we're seeing in 4K. Now we're seeing the truth unravel. Like Diddy, right? She was talking about Diddy before Diddy was Diddy. Okay. And how, she was talking about Diddy before Diddy was the diddler, before he became and while he was the diddler. Okay. And now we're seeing him in him paying the price for the things that she was alleging he was doing back in the day too. So again, I say this, free Wendy. And if this is 110% true, this is great news for her. And I'm very, very excited. But of course, we'll be talking about it, I'm sure, later on this evening in more detail, in more, with the family, okay, in its entirety and all that. When we'll talk about it then. Okay. But what say you guys though? Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Are you on the free Wendy train? Or do you think, nah, lock her up? She needs that help. You know what I mean? Let me know in the comments section. Hit that like button down below. Don't forget to crush that subscribe button, and we'll be talking soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.